Hello, Contrarians, listeners, watchers, subscribers, all of you out there. Here we are with the latest Contrarians post-credits, this one on the Stanley Tucci directed or co-directed with Campbell Scott, Big Night. And I don't know if you saw, Alex, but there's another Big Night that has an exclamation mark at the end. So not that one. You want the one from 1996 with Stanley Tucci and Monk. Tony Shalhoub. This is a super fresh movie, 96% certified fresh on the Tomatometer, 84% on the popcorn meter. Not as well known as other titles that we've handled. There's only, 57 critic reviews on this one, but still enough, apparently, to get it to that certified fresh sticker. This comes to us courtesy of our friend Filmbuster Paul, and Alex has a preparation for this post credits. I went back and I listened to Filmbusters episode where they talk about Big Night.
Oh yeah,
and it's funny because half their conversation is just about talking about the excesses in America and how, of course, two artists like Tony Shalhoub would fail to succeed.
Hey, now.
I was like, I can't really disagree, but at the same time,
we like our meatballs, man.
Yeah, it started to hurt my feelings. I don't know. Still, it's a good listen. So if after this video and our episode you haven't had enough of Big Night, then check out the Filmbusters conversation. But
Agreed.
This is it. We talked about it on the main feed. It's super fresh. So of course, we nitpicked it. And here we're going to give you a few more extra Rotten Tomatoes quotes, some more trivia. I'm going to talk about the trailer chatter, and of course, Josh Gad Minute. So, Alex, let's get to it. I have the critics' consensus says the performances in Big Night are wonderful, and the food looks delicious. I mean, obviously, we talked about the food. What I don't think we talked about in the episode was, where do you rank Italian food as far as your...
Oh, it's high.
Okay.
Like if I was having like a really, I eat way more Mexican food, but like if I was gonna go out to like a fine dining establishment and I had my options of Italian or Mexican, I would definitely go with Italian. What else do I really like? I like Mediterranean food. I mean, I like all food that I've had. I really like Indian food, like high level Indian food fucking rules. But Italian food would definitely be at the top, man. Like it's hard to beat a good fettuccine Alfredo.
So that's you go for the pasta before you go for the okay.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned on the episode, but my wife, she can make a mean risotto. So that's really like probably
awesome. As
far as Italian food, that's at the top. Along with because I'm a simple man, so I like pizza. But
I mean, I guess that's true. I probably eat pizza more than any other like entree, like if you busted it down statistically. But of course, I think people from Italy would punch me in the face if I considered like Domino's to be Italian food. So
right, Tony Shalhoub would not approve.
No, he would not. One of my favorite hybrid things to make is I'd make a chicken fajita fettuccine Alfredo. So it mixes the two.
No, you're on another level. I can make myself a pizza, if I have to, but that's about it.
I need a pizza.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the first fresh quote. This is from Emmanuel Levy, from EmmanuelLevy.com, who says, a lyrical love poem to food and family. Or is it family or food? This serio comedy joins the company of other fun movies about eating, such as Babette's Feast and Like Water for Chocolate. I know we name dropped the Menu because it's pretty recent when we were talking about this movie. Mm-hmm. I have not seen Babette's Feast. I've heard of it. And I remember watching Like Water for Chocolate a long time ago, and it just didn't do anything for me. And the girl that I was watching it with, when it was over, she assured me that the book was better. She's like, no, in the book, the chapter breaks or the recipes, and I don't know what else. But I was much younger. Maybe I would enjoy it now. Food movies, Alex, can you think of anything else besides The Menu?
Oh, yeah, man. We bring it up all the time. Chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
We bring it for other reasons, not necessarily for the food. But
it's not a movie either of us like, but it's Jon Favreau's bitching at the film journalism industry via making it seem like something else, where he has his meltdown scene where he yells at Jimmy King about he doesn't understand what goes into making a chocolate lava cake. But that I remember, it's probably because I worked like a double on Podium one day at the movie theater. I just remember that No Reservations movie with Aaron Eckhart and is it Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I just remember that poster of them like, they're like back to back, like staring at each other, like, what's this
Uh-huh.
guy gonna do? Um, yeah, I mean, those are obviously the ones that quickly come to mind. And I like The Bear, so that's something recent too that has a lot to do with food.
I mean, they do. When you finally get to see the food that they're making in the bear, it's pretty delicious. It looks pretty delicious. But when I think of the bear, I mostly think of just the
Yelling.
punishing stress running a kitchen.
And of course, I mean, there's Chocolate with Johnny Depp. And then movies that make me think of food would be Super Size Me, the Morgan Spurlock seminal
Maybe not in the
documentary.
best way.
No. Does Sideways count?
I think that there's a separate category that's movies about booze.
Yeah, that's fair.
Live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, okay. I think we're on a different path on that one. I was thinking like, because even Beer Fest like taps into the artistry of brewing beer. Like, Sideways does the artistry of crafting wine. Leaving Las Vegas doesn't do much of that. It's
the artistry of drinking.
I mean, that's true. But I feel like there's more uplifting tales you can watch about that.
Yes, yeah. One more that I know we talked about on Patreon. I know that I told you about that. I finally got around to watching the movie where Bradley Cooper plays a version of Gordon Ramsay. I think it's called Burnt.
Yeah. And I remember just hearing that. I was like, that sounds rough.
It's not great, even though it has a pretty good cast, including Omar Sy. I'm pretty sure Omar Sy is his sous chef in that movie.
I do love Omar Sy.
Yeah, but it's not enough to watch this movie. I wouldn't recommend it. But still, if you're talking about food, I think that if you have
does Waitress count because of the pies?
Yes, I think so. Because I was about to say, when you have a through line of appetizing food carrying your movie, going through your movie, I think that helps. That definitely can get you. That's not all, that can be the only thing, but it definitely makes it easier.
They're not food movies, but I would be remiss as a child of the 90s if I didn't bring up the first Ninja Turtles movie, the pull on that pizza, the cheese that is seared into the brains of millions of children. And Hook. Hook is not a movie that we talk about too often. Yeah. But the scene in which they have to use their imagination to create a feast, that's like one of the most memorable food scenes ever in a movie for me. Because it was like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's all like, it looks like pudding, but it's all like these different colors of the rainbow and stuff. And it's just like this really very memorable scene as a kid watching that, being like, I want to eat whatever they're eating there.
I mean, it's been forever since I watched Hook, so obviously it was not memorable for me, but I was much younger. One more, because you just reminded me. This is about food in a way. Have you heard about the series of The Trip? I guess the franchise, The Trip, and like the first one was The Trip, and then it's like The Trip to Italy and The Trip to, like, I don't know, Morocco or Spain. But it's who's your boy from Hamlet 2?
Steve Coogan?
Steve Coogan.
David Arquette?
No. Steve Coogan, and I think the other guy is Rob Brydon, maybe, and he's kind of playing a version of himself.
Okay, these aren't new. These are older movies.
Yeah, I mean, 2000s, I think.
Yeah. This isn't brand new. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something like recent.
I mean, it's 2026, so yes, within the last 25 years, I guess it's not new, but they feel new. Anyway, I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. At some point, they were all on Netflix, and he just goes from restaurant to restaurant, in whichever part of the world he is, and he riffs, or seems to be riffing with his buddy as they eat. And
yeah, those are like heavy dialogue-based movies. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, yeah, they're entertaining, and there's a lot of good food.
We also lived through at the theater the brief period of the leading lady that just wants to cook and or eat. I remember both Julia and Julia.
Yes.
and Eat, Pray, Love being big hits at the time. So
And that
maybe
had
we're
a
due.
Julia too. Yep.
Yeah, maybe we're fucking. I think Meryl Streep got an Oscar nomination for that movie. I think we're overdue the return of the food movie. So
Yes. Bring Stanley Tucci and Tony Shalhoub with a Big Night 2.
yes,
Back for more. Back for seconds. Is what she... all right, one more quote from Rotten Tomatoes, also fresh. Angie Arrigo from Empire Magazine says, charming, funny, poignant, and mouth-watering. This is most wisely seen, well-fed beforehand, or you'll be drooling. Has that ever been a problem for you, Alex? Like, do you get just too hungry while watching a movie? It just overpowers you?
no, I do. I'm a guy that I do suffer sometimes just from cravings, being like, holy shit. But like, seeing like a pizza on TV and like wanting that, but it's not like, yeah, I don't watch this like Homer, like, licking my lips, just, and having to run to the phone and order what I'm seeing. I usually just do the American thing. If that looks good, I really want that.
Write it down for later.
I'll
I
use my
can't.
credit card.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend eating before any movie because I think, especially as you get older, you
Cannibal
just start getting
Holocaust ruined
sleepy.
watermelon for me for like 10 years.
Why?
Because I was eating watermelon when I watched Cannibal Holocaust. And then like for a long period of time, I couldn't eat it without like having this churning. So yeah, be careful what movies you eat during.
The Killer Joe ruin fried chicken for you?
My fat ass, dude, I remember my science teacher made us watch Super Size Me in high school. And when it was over, I went and got McDonald's. I was like, man, a Big Mac sounds real good right about now.
I mean, it's not like you were going to do it for 30 days straight. So,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
fine.
And no, the K Fry scene, man, that shit's too good. No, I'm not king shaming Joe in that movie, He got what was coming to him in the end anyway, so.
Yes, not at all like Big Night. So do not think that we're bringing Killer Joe because it's akin to Stanley Tucci's fun tale of brotherly love and food. But those are the quotes, Alex. I guess it's time to talk about the trailer, a little bit of trailer chatter about this very, very 90s trailer.
Dude, and you led in nicely with that last one because, like, this has it all for the 90s of the quotes that they're reading. They have these film quotes, but there's like, they're used in between basically set up phrases like, the sides are delicious. And, it's like, each course brings fun or whatever, like the quote is. And they're just tying together. It's a night you'll never forget. And you best believe that in this mid-90s trailer, that the last line of the trailer was, your table's waiting.
That's what the narrator says. But the last line is, the character is Tucci going, I say, okay, let's eat. Mm-hmm. Which is a real moment in the movie. And I don't know. I was torn, Alex. Do you think that this trailer sells the movie as wackier than it really is?
Yes. Yeah, okay. It does. It establishes the stakes of like, we're broke. And if tonight doesn't go well, it doesn't at all stress like as the movie does, shows like the actual ramifications of them going broke. It is set up like an Empire Records type thing of like, oh, these two brothers can't keep it together. What will they do to save their restaurant?
Like, that's literally the beginning of the narration. It's like two brothers in America. I mean,
yeah.
If it got people to watch the movie, I don't think that they would have been super disappointed. Maybe just a little thrown off by the fact that it's a little sadder.
This isn't
underneath all the jokes.
This isn't Love and Other Drugs or Brothers type of like completely different than what the actual movie is. It's just maybe it's a little more serious than this trailer leads on.
Yeah, it's not Ian Holm all the time. It's a little bit of heartbreak too.
Yeah.
They left Ian Holm's big line there. Gotta bite life in the ass, or whatever he says.
Having never seen this trailer before, though, I could feel the sensation of being like 13 or 14 and renting a movie and putting the tape in the VCR, and then once the static breaks, this being the first trailer that plays. Just it for something you have no nostalgia of, it can immediately put you back in a time period because it's like you said, it's so 90s.
I think it was the last post credits when we were talking about Marathon Man and indie movies, or maybe it was Dogfight. It was Dogfight. It was we're talking about indie movies in the 90s, and I mentioned that you see exactly what you just said, that sometimes I would just find out about movies that I had no idea about just because the trailer was in front of a movie that was very popular. So, I think you brought up Pulp Fiction as an example. That's like exactly that. You put Pulp Fiction in, but before that you have like Big Night and Dogfight, and it's like, what? Who are these people? Who is this?
Yeah.
Like at the time, I wouldn't have known Stanley Tucci from anything. So now I do. I mean, it's like, hey, it's the Tooch. He made a movie. If you're gonna watch Big Night, you can skip the trailer and just enjoy, because there's a lot of good jokes that I think kind of get not necessarily spoiled, but the trailer gives away a little bit. Like there's the fight on the beach. Like I figured they could have kept that out, but they have to put it in there because it's wacky. It's the brothers are fighting. So, but still, just skip straight to the movie. Watch the movie. Now, Alex, before we move on to trivia, I think it's time to decide if we're going to give Josh Gad an Italian accent or if he's going to play it straight as we enter the Josh Gad Minute.
Many options in this, but like think like the way to get the most out of him for like a comedic bit, and I'm sorry, you would have to have him as like, it would make the character even more annoying, and you would understand why Tony Shalhoub hates him so much, because he's like this young overachiever rather. And if he played Pascal, I think that would be tremendous. Yeah.
As much as we love Ian Holm in the movie, I think it's only fair because Ian Holm is also not Italian, so he was already putting on the accent. So for Gad to come in and just put on the accent, and you're right, he would be really annoying because he would be young. And he just, he sold out early, so that's why he's so successful.
And it would make sense too, because he in just hearing his smarmy, like, you got to get with the times, man. You can't do these. You got to offer a better menu. You got to give people what they want. But still, he's married to Isabella Rossellini. That's still
she doesn't get
nothing
younger.
Else changes. Yeah.
Yes. Something in the trailer that I have forgotten about is that in one of the big montages when they're eating and they're serving the food and everything, there's a shot of Isabella Rossellini just staring at Stanley Tucci, because I guess Stanley Tucci is flirting with Minnie Driver, and Ian Holm notices and throws like a little bit of food at her to kind of like snap her out of it. I was like, oh, he knows. At that time, I was like, does he know? Does he suspect? What's the deal? That was fun. I could see the Gad doing that even more. More outrageously. I think that there's no contest. That has to be it. Because, at first I was like, if you want to keep him American, then you could take Campbell Scott out of there. And then the Gad's the one that's selling the car salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can be smarmy. He can do that. But the Pascal role is too much fun, too over the top, not to put a performer that's so well known for being over the top. So, Josh Gad, start practicing your Italian accent. This is going to be a big job. So, big job for a big night. Now, Alex, let's move over to trivia.
So, Big Night, directed by the tandem of Campbell Scott and Stanley Tucci, written by the Tooch and Joseph Tropiano. It premiered at Sundance on January 24th of 1996. Had a wide release in September of that year. Budget of $4.1 million, box office return of 14.2. So nothing crazy, but largely met with positive reviews alongside that, as Julio was called out. It was nominated for the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival and the Grand Special Prize at the Deauville Film Festival. Scott and Tucci won the New York Film Critics Circle Award, and the Boston Society of Film Critics Award for Best New Director. Tucci and Tropiano won Independent Spirit Award for Best First Screenplay. So, some debut accolades there for the Tooch. Alongside that, received some nominations and awards from the National Board of Review, National Society of Film Critics, and the Los Angeles Film Critics Association. Speaking of food movies, our buddy Raj said Big Night was one of the great food movies, and yet so much more. It's not about the food. It is about food not as a subject, but as a language. The language by which one can speak to gods, can create, can seduce, can aspire to perfection. So, Raj going all in on that. Raj watched this movie and got hungry.
Yes.
He ran, they wrapped up recording the episode, and he ran to Billy Goat Tavern and got a burger or some shit.
No, he asked for pizza.
But one of the interesting things I found about this was MGM was going to distribute the film, but they dropped it because Tucci and Campbell Scott refused to change the ending. So I'm just assuming they just wanted like a happy ending, where either they succeeded or went back to Rome together, but they didn't like the way the movie ended.
I mean, it has to be what we joked about as a cheesy ending, which is that the jazz singer shows up at the very end.
Yeah.
They're like fighting on the beach, and then he walks in.
Or like, what if it really was just they hated the static shot ending that went on for, 7 minutes or whatever? They're just like, fucking Tucci, you don't know how to make a goddamn omelet. We don't want any of this.
And Tucci just stuck to his guns. Like, it's real, man. It's real pain in that omelet.
Like his real Italian nature comes out. I put a pecorino in it. Getting real mad about it. Minnie Driver landed the role of Phyllis by a complete fluke after she had just arrived in the U.S. for the first time to promote her new film. While she was consulting with casting agent Ellen Lewis over possible movie roles in the U.S., a ferocious argument erupted in an adjacent office between the two men who turned out to be Campbell Scott and Stanley Tucci, who were casting for Big Night. The original actress had dropped out, and Minnie happened to be in the right place at the right time and landed the part right there and then. Though she'd only planned to be in the U.S. for the weekend, she ended up staying over a year after this stroke of good luck.
Oh, there you go. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they saw Big Night. Like, can you stick around? How long can you stretch that work visa? Man, I don't think I've ever in my life had an argument with anyone that was so bad and so loud that people in different rooms would be like, what the fuck is happening? Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had a flair for
the
me. No, I had a flair for the dramatic in some relationships when I was a younger man. Nothing I would do now. And I've had some work meetings that got pretty contentious. But
I mean, maybe I'm just like looking back at my life with rose-tinted glasses. Maybe there have been times where people were like, wow. I can just see Tucci getting so excited. Like Campbell Scott seems a lot more laid back, so I don't know.
Tucci's always bald in my recollection, though. So I just picture like him bald, and his whole head's red, and he's yelling and shit. To close the loop on that, it was Mary Louise Parker who was originally cast for Phyllis.
Red's Mary Louise Parker.
Is she the one from Weeds?
Yeah, no, it's not Reds. Yeah, Red apostrophe S. But yeah,
yes,
the Bruce Willis movies. Yeah. I know she's from Weeds. Yeah, she's in a lot of good movies. I guess. What a shame. She could have been in Big Night. I like Minnie Driver. I think that we both did. We praise her in the episode.
And lastly, I did not stay through the end credits of this because I wasn't expecting Nick Fury to show up. There's a special thank you to both Robert Altman and Steve Buscemi.
I mean,
just big fans,
Yeah, I feel like, especially,
it's like if I ever made a movie, I'd be like, shout out Mirko Krokop, or Bret Hart, love you, man.
John Cena.
Yeah, there you go.
John Cena. Well, Buscemi kind of feels like, especially in the 90s, he moved around those circles of independent movies. So who knows? He might have just gotten them someone's phone number or, again, like the location. Who knows? But Altman is a little more like, it sounds to me like, for the inspiration, maybe.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, Tucci, let us know next time that you reach out. We have questions.
Buscemi brought coffee and bagels to set one day.
And then they expected it every day.
Yeah.
Well, that was Big Night. I think you can tell from this conversation that we're we liked it. We had a good time. We expect anybody who watches it to have a good time. So that is a recommendation, especially because this is one of those movies, kind of like with Dogfight, bringing that back up again, that not many people seem to talk about. So do watch it, talk about it, let people know. It's just a fun romp with a little bit of sadness underneath. But that is Big Night. Coming up next, Alex, I'm trying to figure out what do we do. Oh, Silent Running. Silent Running is our next movie.
The Dern.
Speaking of sadness, melancholy. Another fresh movie. That one is a little older and differently paced from Big Night. We already watched it. We already recorded that
Slightly
episode,
different tone, yeah.
Yes, but also a slightly different Bruce Dern from whatever he looked like in the 90s to, back in the 70s. So watch Silent Running, watch Big Night, listen to the episodes, do everything that, relates to this podcast, and you will have a full life. But until next time, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.